Hello everyone and welcome to Off the Cuff. I'm Siham Awada Jaafar, your host, and let me tell you, WDHT Tv today is rocking. We have none other than Omar Regan here in the studio, and I am so excited to have him join us today. He's a comedian, he's an actor, he's a film producer, director, you name it. All the talents are in this one man. Omar, thank you for being here on Off the Cuff at WDHT TV. It's been quite a journey for you here in the Dearborn Heights area.
Oh, I'm excited to be here too. I'm really excited to be on your show because you were very instrumental in introducing me to this lovely, warm city of Dearborn Heights. So
well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Omar. It was a pleasure having you here. Your movie that you're filming, first of all, Hollywood, which you peg and you say, I've left Hollywood and I've come to Halalywood.
Yes.
Talk to us about that.
Oh, man.
I think that's so intriguing.
I love it, you know, and Halalywood.
Yes, Halalywood.
I want to do something as I've been in Hollywood for 14 years, studying the business, learning the business, and pursuing my passion and my dream for acting.
And you've been in a lot of Hollywood movies. You were the double for Chris Tucker in Rush Hour, which is one of my favorite. I mean,
don't tell nobody.
I love that movie.
Don't tell nobody where I'm at. You don't tell nobody.
All right.
I'm hanging out with Siham and we doing things.
All right.
Doing big things.
Chris Tucker. I love it. I love it. Hey, doesn't hold a candle to Omar Regan, but it's all good.
Yeah. I told people, I was like, you know what? I can do Chris Tucker and I can be me at the same time.
Yes.
So, yeah. I don't know if he can do Omar Regan.
I don't know about that.
Maybe he'll try.
We'll see. Absolutely, it would be an honor.
But I'm happy that to do the switch because it's just my experience, and then growing up as Muslim, and I was looking for movies that we can relate to, and it always seemed like we was the bad guy. And I said one day as I had been traveling, I'm so grateful. I'm pretty well traveled, right? And I said I want to make us some movies, and I'm gonna keep it halal.
Halal.
So you know what? Hey, I got inspired. Let me tell you, I was in New Jersey. I got hired as a comedian. I was in New Jersey. And these students at Rutgers, they had named this event Halalywood. And then I was like, guys, what do you guys, that's so cool.
That is cool.
I was like, I like that. And they was like, yeah. I was like, I want that. They was like, well, you can have it. We named it because you were from Hollywood and and I was
Muslim.
like, really? Muslim? And we name we're Muslim, so we name our event. And I was like, guys, what are you doing with that? No, you can have it. I was like, I'm going strong. I went all the way in, Halalywood.
And that's the name of your production company.
And that's
now.
the name of my production company, Halalywood Entertainment.
I love it.
And you know what it really means? It's like Halalywood it's PG.
Mm-hmm.
You know, well, PG-13 because I do have to have some action in there, but. I just
family oriented.
It's family oriented, so you can have some entertainment, something that you can watch, and it's not
without cringing if you're with mixed company and you're not very uncomfortable.
Without the profanity, without the promotion of sex or these things, we don't need it in our time.
In entertainment, you're so right.
Yeah.
Omar, you are so right. That has been such a passion of mine for such a long time. I grew up. I'm gonna age myself here, but with I Love Lucy and Leave It to Beaver and all these wonderful sitcoms that I learned from that were enriching to me. And now I look at what my kids grew up with in terms of what's on TV. It's all it's all sexual orientation. It's all topics that they really don't need to be exposed to at such an early age, and it's so hard to keep it away. So Halalywood. I mean, halal means kosher basically, and it just means in terms of your interpretation too, just keeping it clean and keeping it where it's family oriented, and you can take your kids and go watch a movie and be comfortable with it.
That's
and
right.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, man. I don't like. I was like, man, these cartoons. they have cartoons, Adult Swim, and all these things. And my kid would think that they're cartoons.
They're cartoons, right? The Simpsons. I still haven't gotten over that.
I know.
So, but you know what? It's a new generation. It's a new audience.
Yes.
But it's good to be able to have a choice too.
That's
and I
true.
think you're providing that choice.
That's what we want to do. I mean, everybody has their own right to do what they please, but some of us will just want our kids to have some decent entertainment, and we don't have to explain what such and such is at 4 and 5 years old.
Absolutely. And you know what? As a Muslim American, you approach your career, and you're a comedian, and I love the fact that your thought process, which I desperately adhere to as well, is that you have to laugh at yourself, and you have to be able to poke fun at some of the misconceptions and make it real to get people to understand those things. And I really think that through that journey, people will be more apt to listen, to accept, and you can't appreciate what you don't understand. And so, through comedy, comes enjoyment, and through enjoyment, you can learn a little bit easier.
Yeah, laughing is good for the soul.
It is.
I don't know whoever told people not to smile and not to laugh. Like, man, we're supposed to. Life is, I don't know where it's a big misconception like that, even among Muslims.
Absolutely. But, and I think the implementation has been a bit skewed as well.
True.
And so, like you just said, the misconception among the Muslim community has changed too. So when you go down to the basics and into reality, it is about love, it's about laughter, it's about enjoyment, it's about being good to your family, it's about, wanting the things that you want for yourself, for others. And I think that's so important. And that's really what,
you said it all.
The religion is.
That is everything that it
Islam is.
As a matter of fact, it even says you don't even really believe unless you have that kind of mindset.
Exactly.
So I don't know.
And the acceptance of others. You cannot be a Muslim without accepting others and accepting the other religions. And it's, but a misconception. And I think through your movie, which is originally called American Sharia, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. But I think through that movie, you're trying to build that understanding. So what was the intent? What was your vision? What is the message of your movie at this point?
The message
which you filmed quite a bit in Dearborn Heights as well, and that's exciting.
I met some amazing, wonderful people, and it's because of them that it makes me consider changing the name. Because I also wouldn't want the stigma or them being associated with something that's offensive or that's misinterpreted, but it brings back bad press. Because the Dearborn Heights, man, these were lovely people, man. They're amazing. They're so warm. They're so loving. It's a good example of Islam, and
beautiful people.
Yeah,
here.
it's just beautiful people,
place.
And I'm happy to meet them. I'm happy to know them. I'm happy to build with them, to build these bridges and knock these walls down and really show some unity, because they're people and they have stigma on them also. People don't know. Like the chief was telling me, he said, we're human beings too, man. People look at us and automatically they're thinking, we're nice people. And I said, yes, you are.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's what it's about. It's people helping people and being one community.
Being one.
One human race,
Yeah.
I do a conference called Images and Perceptions Diversity Conference, and we had Edward James Olmos, and he talked about being one human race. And basically, you look at me, look at you, you look on the insides, we have the same organs, we have the blood rushing, through our bodies in the same exact way. And when we get sick, we need to be treated the same way. So, the outer face is just so insignificant when it really comes down to what our inner souls are.
We're supposed to be programmed that way. When in the Quran and in the Gospel and in the Torah, the messages is still the same.
It's the same
there's
exact
honor,
message.
There's peace, there's love, there's respect, and then stay away from these bad things. And these bad things was because they hurt other people.
Absolutely.
It involves other people. So I don't know where I think that I really was passionate about making this movie because I have been blessed to travel. Like, I'm so grateful. I'm on my second passport now, and because I'm born and raised in Detroit, I never thought
Yeah,
I
you're
could
a
get
native
out of
Detroiter,
Detroit.
which is absolutely amazing.
I'm like,
We're
wow,
proud.
the places that I've been blessed to be able to go and see. And generally, my crowds is always Muslim. And I said, people don't know this. I wish that they could see this. This would be so cool if everybody knew this. And then, I watch movies too, and the media affects me too, because, and when I get on the plane, or if I see something, I have a thought the same way other people might thought. I may not react the same way, but I think about it.
Sure.
And so I said, I want to change that, because that's not cool.
And it's a comedy, which I absolutely love. It's about two cops who are both Muslims, and they are sort of working the streets and trying to figure out what's going on. So tell us a little bit about that. And what's the actual message? I know that you want to explain things and clear misconceptions, but what's the actual message that you want to give people through this production and through your movie?
I had several messages inside of this movie. One of them was the fact that a lot of people nowadays, for the future, I want to strengthen them in who they are. If your name is Muhammad, then don't be afraid to speak and say your name or who you are. As I know that's a lot. My brother is named Muhammad, and he wanted to change his name. But I mean, legally it's a little challenging today. Like, oh man, I gotta tell people that my name is Muhammad. And the minute I tell them that my name is Muhammad, they automatically give me a different look. So I wanted to change that. Me, I kind of get away with it, because Omar, it could be Arabic, it could be Latin.
Yeah.
It could be black. That's Omar. So he would tell me that I don't understand. You don't really get it. You don't understand. So I was like, wow. I took that in. But then I also that's his challenge in life.
Sure.
But if he's just confident in being who you are and you're a nice guy, then I was trying to explain that to him, but I'm a little older than him. Then people would be like, I know a Muhammad. He's cool. Muhammad is all right. So that was another message that I want. Be who you are. If that's who you are and that's your name, then make it positive. Even if everybody else, so tons of bad Muhammads out there, they'll know one good Muhammad, and they'll know where you got it from. So that's one message. The other message is, I'm so upset about people in the media attributing Sharia or Sharia law with something that's, oh my God, they immediately thought that they're going to cut their head off. They're going to cut their hand off. In my studies, I was like, this is not Sharia. I know what Muslims might do, and some people may do in other countries, but this is a message for them too. That's not Sharia, man. I'm tired of that, what you guys are doing, and you put it under laws of Sharia, whoever it is, and then now everybody is like, oh my God.
So we got to remember, perception is sometimes, unfortunately, 3/4 of the truth, just because of perception, and facts are really not, don't mesh into that sometimes, unless people go that extra mile to learn and to understand it a little bit more. So yes, it has gotten a horrible kind of perception, and so it's always represented in a negative kind of connotation, and so that's why when people say, and a lot of the politicians took that platform to gain some.
And you know what? In their defense, is because that's what they know.
That's what they see.
Because that's what they see. I mean, when you see the things that's happening in around the world, and you see, I told people, I said, why would the reason, honestly, I said, why would anybody think anything different?
Exactly.
Because they're learning it from watching you. So what's wrong with Muslims being called terrorists? Because you're terrorizing Muslims. You're fighting each other. So as much as we can, point the finger, and we have to take some type of responsibility for ourselves.
Absolutely.
So I just like to call it exactly what it is. They learn from us. So if you're not loving your people, if you're not really upholding Islam, if you're not doing the way that the Prophet Muhammad would do, then...
Absolutely. And there lies the perception, because of what is being done wrongly in the name of Islam, or in the name of Muslims, or in the name of Sharia. This is the perception that has been created, and unfortunately, it's it's not right and it's not the correct way of doing things, but there are people out there doing it under that name.
That's
and so
true.
It's a rough battle to fight.
And then the squeaky wheel is the loudest. So they're like, oh,
exactly.
Unfortunately, but if they, what I want them to do. Like, I want this movie to make them really go and research. But it's hard to research because they don't know what to research, because they have taken over the net and everything. Like my producer, County Young, she was researching. She's like, oh my God, I see you guys can't wear red, because she was also doing the wardrobe. I want to make sure that everything is right. You can't wear Chanel.
I did hear that. You can't wear red. I'm like, wait a minute. Where'd that come from?
Where are you getting this stuff from? Oh, and these people, they unfortunately, in their defense, they haven't studied either.
Right.
They're only passing down generation of opinions.
And perceptions.
That's right. And it's not cool that they're making that law. Like, if you really study the Prophet Muhammad, you would never see him. He didn't even fight people. He didn't even fight back. He was getting kicked out of his house. This is to even have, they had 2 battles, 2 real wars. And that was about it. They made friends, and this is like history, but it was never that now. I don't know where this whole phrase come from, the infidel. What in the world? None of that's in the Quran. None of that's promoted. I don't even know. The people ask me questions like, do you guys really get 70 virgins? I was like, where did this come from? These stories, like, it's not in the Quran. It's not, you don't hear it. I mean, it's
ridiculous.
It's baffling. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And I think a lot of that stuff was just, integrated in such a negative connotation and to create a negative sort. But like you said, Omar, what you said was really, really important, because that conversation does happen within the Muslim community, and so the perception is there.
Yes.
And they are very uninformed,
Yeah.
But then you cannot say, well, why do you think that? That's not true. Well, this is what is being seen, and unfortunately, that's the message that needs to come out. If we stick to facts, if we stick to what is actually the truth, I think things would be a lot different. But it's all the fabrications and really the political kind of incentives that people have to muddle the water, and it's unfortunate.
It is really unfortunate, and you're right. They don't know any better. When you really ask them and say, "Where did you get that from?"
Yeah.
Well, isn't it? No, it's not. It's not in the Quran. No. It's not.
Right.
Didn't the Prophet say that? No. Oh, they don't know where they got it from. And this is years and years and years, and they believe in something. They don't even have any proof for anything that they said. So I challenge all of the people out there, they listening to me and be like, they get mad at me. Muslims get mad at me. I'm like, all you got to do is just show me your proof. And then make sure when you show me, make sure that you've done the research to link it back to the messenger or Allah. Make sure. Don't tell me, well, so-and-so said, that so-and-so said, that so-and-so said. Don't do that. Link it all the way back. Prove your facts. Do the work before you come so hard on me or tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about.
So does your movie address these issues? I know it's a comedy, and I love the fact that it's a comedy. But does it address these things in sort of a different kind of...
I do address it. I mean, I like to have fun because that's my personality. Sure. So I address it like I have a scene. We have it even in the mock trailer of the film. Is that the guy is stealing, and Islam says if the person he's stealing food, feed him. He's hungry.
Exactly.
That's Islam.
Right.
But somebody that would automatically say, oh, he's a thief, and we have to cut his hand off because that's what's prescribed in Sharia. But there's rules. There's rules, even in killing. You hear a lot of people, I'm sorry, I just like to tell the truth. You hear people, they cut his head off. Oh, my God. So in the movie, I address that. And my partner is versed in Sharia on these particular topics. He said, that's not Sharia. To save a life is if you saved all of mankind. To take a life is if you've taken all of mankind. You have to be just. And in order to get a conviction of Sharia, in Sharia, traditionally, from Quran, you have to have 4 witnesses. For some major crime, there needs to be 4 witnesses who have actually seen this person do it, or actually heard this person do it. And the chances of that is likely to none.
Right.
And all of these crimes, when you read from the Prophet Muhammad, the man was convicting himself. And the Prophet said, no, you he did it up to 4 times. And these things, it's like, people don't know that. Like, he was telling him, no, don't worry, just pray, forgiveness, you'll be fine. I don't understand where the ruling and the power comes from, controlling people in pain and misery. But that's what they do it, and they do it in the law of religion, in the name of religion. So. And
we actually have a clip, your trailer. So we're going to play that trailer right now. So take a look.
When the city is threatened.
Jihad! There's a group of Muslim kids who have started a gang, running around making a whole lot of noise. Everybody's getting nervous.
It's a terrorist plot. Sir, we should start rounding them up.
No, we need to send them one of their own.
The law has a new idea.
Who?
All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Shut up! Don't stop, baby!
Detective Muhammad is a dedicated cop.
Appreciate you, Captain. I'm on it.
If you think I'm gonna let you on this case alone after what happened last time, you can forget about it.
Used to doing things.
Come on, he was resisting arrest.
He was in a wheelchair mode.
His own way.
I want to introduce you to your new partner.
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Muhammad.
His new partner is a dedicated Muslim.
You a cop? Is this a joke?
Brother Muhammad, what's the problem?
You should be at the march teaching people how to make salat or something.
And a bit more traditional.
You the sheikh of the masjid. I'm the sheikh of the streets. But here, I'll run the show. You gotta be from the streets in order to know the streets. You gotta know trouble. You gotta be able to spot it out. You can feel it.
Brother Muhammad, trouble like that?
2 cops.
Whoa, hey, put your back down, A-Rod.
This man is stealing from my store.
A banana. Little vacation for you, huh?
What are you doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm taking him to jail.
Why not taking him to jail? I want to go Sharia on this one.
Sharia? Are you crazy? You can't be going around cutting people's hands off.
Oh, guys, I'm going to need my hands.
2 different types of law.
How things going on that terrorist case?
Everything is just fine. Going just well. What's your background? You speak Arabic? كيف حالك? أردو كيف حالك? چطوره؟ تو سالي هما؟ سيبالاكو كيف كيف pasó? Sí!
Omar Regan.
I'm Detective Muhammad.
He likes to go by Mo.
No, but why? Muhammad is such a wonderful name.
That's what I said.
Baba Ali.
Right?
Well, you guys might want to pick up the pace a little. I got 7 arrests made already. Can you identify the perp?
Ow!
I got 7 arrests already.
You tried to kiss me. You see? You tried to kiss me.
American Sharia.
All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Woo! You need to loosen up.
Well, that was absolutely fabulous. I absolutely loved it, and I can't wait to actually see the movie. And I love comedy in general, and I think addressing those kinds of issues, and the clip that you just talked about was in there as well. So it makes a lot of sense, and it's sort of like layman's terms where people can enjoy and be entertained, and and you really do address an issue that's a bit difficult in this day and age, and with all the turmoil that we're experiencing overseas, and the political turmoil, and people are not loving each other, Omar. They really not, and that's unfortunate. But through Halalywood, and I think through other things that you've done, what's your goals right now? What are you looking at? Wait, first.
Okay.
American Sharia is the name of the film. So what are we doing with that?
Well, I have so many different ideas now because I've been told, what about Sharia cops? Like, to be honest with you, I wanted people to watch because Sharia is such a buzzword.
Sure.
And I wanted them to be like, what's he talking about? What? You know, so that the people, I wanted to bring them to watch the film. And when they watch the film, then they get re-educated and have a different idea of, and I'm not trying to, you know what I mean, put nothing false. I'm trying to put some truth out there. I mean, for Muslims and everybody else. And so I named it that. But I've been getting, you know what I mean? I'm a warm, fuzzy kind of guy, I don't think. So I also don't want people to be like, oh my God, no. You know what I mean? I don't want that because I've been
You want to create the
listening
buzz, but
yeah.
you want to create the interest too, rather
Yeah.
than.
So I've been tossing up some names because this film is like a Bad Boys or Rush Hour mixed together. Bad Boys, Rush Hour, maybe Training Day. We've got to have a little bit of seriousness and then, you know.
But I love the synergy between the actors. It's wonderful.
Oh man, I'm excited to actually see the movie myself because each actor, they brought something new. You know, in writing it, when they come out and they say the things that you've written, or like I told them, because a lot of my cast was not actors. A lot of them are Muslim entertainers, but they was like, I never been in no movie. So
you used a lot of locals too around here.
I did
which
use
is
locals,
wonderful.
man.
So
I'm so excited just to be able to give back. I'm born and raised in Michigan, man. So I'm like, hey, just to come back and do it now. So I've been tossing up things because like we have a scene in there, and I don't want to give it away, but it's kind of funny to me. I like it. One of my favorite scenes in the movie that was not there that we improv. Me and my co-star Baba Ali, and we put this thing together, and it's funny. So we have a spin on this song, Bad Boys, what you gonna do?
That is my mother's favorite song. It's so funny. She'll be walking around going, Bad Boys.
Bad boys, what you wanna do? But now she can maybe walk around and say, Good boys,
good boys.
What you wanna do? What you wanna do to be a good boy? And then it's offbeat, and that's the joke. Cause you know what I mean? I don't get it until later in the film, when my character has gone through all of the changes that it's gone through and made the.
Well, you're sort of a diva in this film, though, at the beginning.
Well, you know, somehow that didn't come across, you know, because my production designer, Sally, was like, oh, this guy is messy. And I remember when I was filming at this lovely house.
Yes, I remember that. It was at my home.
Yeah, I can say that. Yeah.
I went into my family room and went, oh my God.
My house is your house in the movie. Everybody wants to come over now.
Absolutely, absolutely.
They made it a mess, and I was like, what is
There
going
was pop cans
on?
all over, and
He's
like,
not
boy, he's really a mess.
Yeah, I was like, this is a misunderstanding here.
Yeah,
so
there was a
tossing up
difference
some-
between before and after, so
Yeah,
it was a little bit more tapered there.
Well, I really had some fun, and thank you for opening up your home.
Oh,
And we kept
absolutely.
your family up so late.
No, it was fun.
So
It was
bad.
fun. It was
so
fun.
bad. But I'm happy you called me back.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Alex really enjoyed watching you guys, and you
Yeah.
know, it was an experience to be part of that. So
And he came back out and enjoyed the town hall scene.
Yes,
We
he
kept
did.
him for a while. Yeah, we kept him for a while.
yeah,
so.
and you filmed at the police station, and you filmed in our studios here, and you know, I think the concept is wonderful. I think your vision is fabulous. You know, trying to make people understand something that very difficult to understand right now, and so many misconceptions. And doing that through comedy is really golden. And you know, I hope that you do many more of these, and I hope this is extremely successful for you. And I know
thank
your
you
heart
so
is in the
much.
right place, and that's all that really matters. And Omar Regan, thank you very much for being
Thank you so
here.
much. Thank you. Off the cuff. We're here off the cuff with Siham.
All right.
And I thank all of these lovely people, because one of the first people that I met here in Dearborn Heights that gave me a wonderful tour was a gentleman by the name of Bob Ankrap.
Absolutely.
And Bob Ankrap was so cool. I was like, I like his walk. And he took and gave me a tour, and he was just so cool. Yeah, you know, we got this over here. You know, we got that over there. You know, you guys use that. You know, I'm gonna talk to him. And he's just
phenomenal.
Yes,
One of my favorite people.
Yes, man. And he
There's a shout out to Bob.
Yes, he called you. He called the chief. He called the mayor. And he got everybody on board. And
well, he knows talent when he sees it. And,
I'm so happy.
And he's a phenomenal individual and a hard worker, and we're really, really, really just very fortunate to be working together too. But thank you so much for being here. Everyone, this was Omar Regan, and yeah, I got to interview him. It was so fun. Enjoy, have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you back here on Off the Cuff.